What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellania. It's Tuesday night. I decided I want to kit some things down because I may need the storage in the future. And if you've been paying any attention, you know already that I had some finishes. I have some whips on my list. I even threw some things away, which I will get into, but mostly I just really wanted to free up my art dot storage in case there was something in particular that I wanted to kit up and get going on. But I want to say hello to people in the chat. Hello to Shannon. Hello, Tigger. Hello, Allison. Hi, Glory. How are you doing? But yeah, so I may or may not grab a diamond painting a little bit later to work on, but for the most part, I just wanted to get rid of some things. I have a game. Hi, Brenda, beautiful lady. I have a game already picked out for us to play together. Hi, Wallflower. Hi, DM. Um, and we'll get into that in a minute. But before I get moving on these here, I'll talk a little bit about kind of the whips that I have left for this particular year. Some will be worked on, some will not be worked on, just kind of depends. But some I plan to finish, others I have thrown away. I calf. Because it was necessary. I got to thinking about it, and well, let me start with the ones that I threw away because those I don't even know if they're in fact two of them of the three are not in this book because they were, well, one was an AliExpress purchase that I had made very early in the channel before I really committed to licensed companies and working with products that were of some quality, right? The first one was this, it was a fairy. She had kind of like rainbow hair. It was very obviously an AI image. She was a 50 by 70 and round. I don't have a picture of her in here, but she got circular filed into the trash. Another one was it was a diamond dots kit, and it's this I okay, so it's called Love to See Rainbows, and I feel like I didn't work on it. What's up, Noel? I feel like I didn't work on it for probably more than a year. And for a rainbow kit, like these are the leftover drills, which I'm going to be sending to somebody who uses them for resin things, but like it really isn't rainbow. That none of this screams rainbow. The orange that you're seeing in here was supposed to be skin tone. It was really bad. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to work on it. I'm going to throw it away. So I had maybe in like a sixth of that diamond painting done from Diamond Dots, and I went, you know what? I'm done. So I kept the drills for a person who uses them like for resin things, and then went, you know what? I'm finished. The next one, I think I do actually have a picture of in here, and I will write down that I threw it out. I think it's in here. Let's find out. It would have been an early one. It was my very first purchase from Bella, and I ended up throwing it away because the black drills in it were so bad. Here it is. Cerulean. I kitted this up back in August of last year, and it's a beautiful image, but a lot of black background. And all of the black drills were trash. Hi, Marianne. I didn't feel like dealing with trash drills, especially because if you're familiar with the drill field on Bella's, they're very tight. And so if you have a lot of trash, you're never going to fit your drills on the canvas. So this one, it kind of was a disaster from the time I purchased it for lots of reasons, but I'm just going to go ahead and mark on this never finished, threw away, because I needed to not worry about it anymore. If it's been sitting for a year with no work on it, it really just, it didn't need to exist. So sorry, cerulean. No more, no more. All done. A lot also was the fact that there was a ton of ABs in here because it was before fairy dust was really a thing. And so beautiful image, but not great quality drills. And it was early days of Bella, so they've made some changes since then. But the ones that remain as far as whips go, I finished, where is she? I finished Dorothy's Friends. She's done, so I'll have a post review of that. She's all finished. And then I am working on, I finished my Ruby Reef Siren. She's all finished, so there'll be a post review for that. And then I'm working on Azalea. Azalea is very blue, and it's hard. I like it. I like blue just fine, but unfortunately, because it's not a hand rendered kit, and so this one is a lot of like 4 different colors of blue and tons of confetti. Let me see if I can show you. She's hanging up. Let me grab her. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. Let me grab her for you, and I'll show you what I mean. Because it's going to look beautiful when it's finished. Like, it's looking great, but when you size up the fact that there's really only maybe, I don't know, 10 colors in all of this here, and it's repetitive, it's over and over and over, and confetti, like you can see, there's tons of confetti in there and really only a few colors. And so it gets monotonous very quickly. This one is probably going to take me, I don't know how long to finish, but it's hard. It's hard. Hang this back up. There we go. She's hung back up. But I want to get that done before Mary Morales starts. Will that happen? We'll see. She's a 90 by 70 in square from the one with the diamond art. The drills are fine. The image is going to look beautiful when she's done. But I think once I start getting into like skin and things like up in here, it'll be a little more different, which I'm really looking forward to getting to. But I've got Azalea yet that I need to finish. Another one is actually for a passion project that I started. I do filming for it specifically, and I'll explain more about the passion project once I actually get some videos up for it. But the one that I started with is Lunum Pythonissum, and that was back in July of last year. She's about halfway done, and it's just because I let me see if you can actually see that a little better. There we go. But, you know, it is what it is. And then another one that is going to be she's going to be a whip until I buy new drills is going to be Deep by Christina Belikova from Distracted by Diamonds, because unfortunately with the acrylic drills, she is bright orange. So I need to change out her skin tone drills before I keep going with that one. And then finally, I'm still working on Dreaming with Wolves, but that one will be easy enough to finish. I've got all the bottom done on that. But yeah, so that's what I've got going on. I just really wanted to get through some whips, but I'm going to kit some things down while we chitty chat on our diamond painting hot takes. And this is a game that you guys can play along. I think you're going to enjoy this game. Some of these things I agree with, some of them I disagree with. We'll find out how you feel. So tell me in the chat, what are you guys up to? Are you diamond painting? Are you just chilling? Are you headed somewhere? Togo's letting me know she is here. And as a treat for you. Hold on, I'll get you a treat. As a treat, I have a quiet sugar for you. A little sugar baby. There you go. A little sugar. She's just sleeping. There we go. Yeah, what are you guys up to? You're very quiet. Y'all said hello and then you're just chilling out. Togo, please stop screaming about nothing. Please, bird. Hey, Ray, can you check her water? Please and thank you. All right. But this one is Dorothy's Friends. I'm going to kit this down first. I am actually not going to save these drills. Normally, I would save resin squares, but these are the flat-topped variety, and I just really don't want to worry about keeping them. I have plenty of, this kit, I've decided, aside from the specials, I'm gonna get rid of these and send them off to the person who needs drills for their resin project. Hi, Sierra. I'm new. I'm working on a Lord of the Rings kit. 40 by 90. Nice. Your diamond painting feathered hedge witch, your drills and chills entry, your sun calls. You have to click out. That's okay, Glory. That feathered hedge witch is so beautiful when it's finished. Jealous. Working on your Chuck diamond painting. Home for dinner. Oh, all right. Coloring the butterfly with gel pens. Cool. Working on skeleton lovers again. All right. What are you diamond painting, Shannon? You still working on heart on sleeve? But welcome, Sierra. Glad that you're here. So yeah, I decided I'm not going to save these. I'm just going to pitch them. And look at me thinking about future Naomi. I actually put washi tape underneath the stickers so they'll be easy to take off. Been working on it since 2 years ago. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. I bet you're going to be happy when that's finished, though. To be relieved for it to be done. Okay, let me get my list here. And let's see what you guys think. Because some of these I agree with, and then some of them I was like, ooh, that's a hot take. I don't know who would believe that. Okay, so starting out with drills and placement questions. Hot take. Square drills are overrated. Rounds sparkle more. So sound off in the comments. Yes or heck no. Squares are overrated. Rounds sparkle more. I'm gonna be honest with you. I disagree. I personally love my squares. You will rip them from my cold, dead hands. Sure, rounds are sparkly and that's all well and good, but you're never, ever, ever going to hear me say that rounds are better than squares. Ooh, you're on your last row. Sweet. So what do you think? Squares are overrated? Heck no. Some kits look better with squares. That is true, Sierra. That is very true. In fact, I think most kits look better with squares. Honestly. I think that rounds, okay, my issue with rounds is more the fact that I finish them way too quickly because, you know, the images are bigger. You finish them more quickly. Sure, they're sparkly, but if I could just never do a round again and all the images that I like are in square, I might just forsake all of my round diamond painting kits. I know. Craziness. You like both? I like both, but I definitely don't think squares are overrated. Very middle of the road. Depends on the kit. Very true. Okay, number 2. Hot take. Multi-placing makes canvases look sloppy. I don't know. I don't think my canvases look sloppy. I think yes, there is a potential. I think honestly, rounds have more of a potential for being sloppy looking because of the spacing issues. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna respectfully disagree. Just got the baby down for school tomorrow. Ooh, packing lunch, bath time, cleaning, laundry cooked. Laundry cooked. Oh, cleaning, laundry, cook dinner. Not cooked your laundry. Got it. I was like, laundry cooked? What are you doing with your laundry? Hello, Alondra. Probably, but I'm not single placing everything. I don't have patience. Agreed. That's why they make straighteners. That's right, Sierra. You are absolutely right on that. I'm not sloppy with my multi-placer. Not I. I think multi-placing makes canvases look sloppy. If people are close enough to see things aren't perfect, they're probably too close. You know what? That's very true. Mary Ann says, yes, my squares are sloppy. Not sloppy at all. Got to practice if you're not straight. That's right. That's right. Practice makes permanent. Allison is a crazy person who only single places. It's all right, Allison. I'm only judging you mostly. I used to, you know what, honestly though, before I learned how to like I didn't even know what multi-placing was until my daughter was like, "Mom, have you used this thing?" Being a multi-placing tool, and I was like, "What's that?" And she showed me how to use it, and I was like, never turned back because I used to only single place myself. And then I realized how many more I could get done by multi-placing. I was like, never again. Never going back. Let's see. Number 3. Tweezers are useless unless you're picking cat hair out of glue. Oh, hot take. Tweezers are useless. Well, okay. So I don't use tweezers to place drills down, right? So as far as like placing them on the canvas, I don't use them. However, using them to pick drills off the canvases, I use them to take release papers off. I use them to help me with stubborn stickers. I use tweezers for a lot of things, but more about using tweezers for things that are adjacent to diamond painting, not necessarily to diamond paint. You like tweezers for ABs? See, there's that too. You know what I mean? You could be one of those people who places ABs with tweezers. I'm not, but that's just because I've found other things that work. However, I've been frustrated enough to use tweezers to put ABs down before. Hi, Canis. Allison says they're not useless. I like tweezers. I agree. I like my tweezers. You use tweezers to replace your glue dots and putty. Right. And then I use tweezers to get the putty out. I mean, I use tweezers for a lot of things. Let's see. Number 4, hot take. AB drills look tacky when overused. Oh, I absolutely agree. I think any kind of special drill looks tacky when overused, honestly. There have been, like, I enjoy enhancing a canvas. I think that it's called enhancing. not replacing, you know? I don't understand the people who basically switch out every color for a special when they have a special that will replace it. I think that looks tacky. Sorry, not sorry, but it also doesn't have to hang in my house. If it was something that I had to hang in my own house, no. I think that ABs, crystals, sparklers, fairy dust is they're almost innocuous enough to get away with it, but everything else, hard pass. Hard pass. Let's see here. Too much of nothing, too much of anything ain't good. That's right. Thank you, Noel. All right, number 5. Hot take. Glow in the dark drills never actually look good. Okay, so the thing with glow in the dark drills, there was a jade mystery that came out recently, a Chrysabug mystery, and I'm not going to tell you what it is or whatnot, but what I will tell you is that she wasn't using them for the glow in the dark effect. She was using them because they kind of look jelly a little bit. And in that instance, they were being used for the color. They weren't being used for the glow in the dark effect. And so honestly, like glow in the dark drills, unless they actually have the correct color, I don't think that one, they don't typically work very well, and two, they don't always look very good. So I'm gonna have to agree with this one. Really don't like those. Yeah. I mean, it really depends on how they're being used. Like I finished Evening Melodies, which is a night scene. And I did use a few glow in the dark drills, but you can't even tell unless like that they're glow in the dark because I used them like stars throughout the canvas, throughout the night sky, because that's what they're meant to be. And maybe they glow a little bit, but like they're very innocuous. Otherwise, you can't even tell they're there. And so I feel like glow in the dark drills are a little bit of a waste unless you have a very specific use for them. Hi, Shelby. Welcome. Hello to Rowan, if Rowan is also here. Hi, Rowan. Yeah, I don't know. That's too hot of a take for me. Thought it was okay looking. Oh, on Evening Melodies, I thought it looked great. But on Miss You, hold on, this one. There are glow in the darks on Miss You, and one is orange, one is yellow, and one is like white. Okay, on this one here, that the butterflies glow in the dark. I wish the glow in the dark lasted longer because then the effect would be amazing. Otherwise, it feels kind of like a waste of glow in the dark drills. She says hi back and good night. Oh, must be bedtime. Might look cool if you have a black light. Yeah, and I don't have a black light either. Bum City. But no, on Evening Melodies, I thought it looked really good because they were very spare. They're meant to look like stars. Thought it worked out. I wish that the ones on the Muni Made one would have maybe matched a little bit better because the colors were a little off. Let's see here. Hot take number 6. Trash drills are part of the fun. No. No, they're not. Trash drills are not part of the fun. And curse whoever thinks that. I hate trash drills. Oh my gosh. Now, granted, I'm not nearly as picky as I used to be. I used to be very picky and would literally take out every cup drill until I realized that like they're putting in extras on purpose so that I don't necessarily have to go picking through and removing every trash drill that exists. But no, trash drills are not part of the fun. Not even a little bit fun. I get no enjoyment. Number 7, hot take, color blocking is boring. Oh no, I absolutely agree. Color blocking sucks. I can, it's nice, first of all, color blocking when it's in like little blobs is fine. But to do like an entire painting of color blocking, forget about it. I just simply won't purchase those. One, they're boring. It's mindless. I can't do it. And two, like I finish them so quickly that whatever money I might have spent on that canvas is wasted because I finish them too fast. Right, Calf, give me confetti. Not sure what could be fun about trash drills, but I'm open to the idea. Yeah, it's so boring. It gets to the point where, like, if it's a lot of color blocking, I'll start writing dirty words with the drills just to make it entertaining for myself because otherwise, forget about it. No color blocking for me. Um, Confetti is therapeutic, not annoying. Hot take. I agree. I like confetti. Now, granted, there can always be too much of a good thing, in my opinion. Sometimes you're just like, okay, and I've had enough. Please and thank you. I don't want to be like, I don't mind like Jade's hybrid renders. Yeah, sometimes it can get to be too much and it can get to be boring, but it not boring, just agitating. But for the most part, I would much rather sit and work on confetti and take my time and just relax. And yeah, your Chuck has a lot. I bet it does. Yeah, the J wall. Mm-hmm. And I think in most instances, confetti is what makes the piece look blended and more like whatever the original piece of artwork was, you know? So give me the confetti, I'll take it. I like confetti. I don't know if I'd call it therapeutic as an adjective. My Eau Claire studio occasionally has me going, okay, this is too much confetti. Yeah, that can happen. There is definitely such a thing as too much of a good thing. I prefer it over color blocking. However, yeah, there can become a point where it's like, okay, and now I'd like a break from this. My azalea behind me that I showed you guys a little while ago, case in point. Sometimes that's just like, okay, this honestly could have just been one color. I probably would have hated it if it was one color, so you really just can't win with that one. um, Number 9, hot take. Oh, using release papers instead of plastic is overhyped. Um, okay. I like release papers. I don't really care if they're fancy or not fancy. I mean, I've got a whole stack of them here that are just white, but in different sizes because sometimes I need them. Uh, I'm not okay. I'm also not a person who like saves the plastic. I don't leave the plastic whole and in one piece. So, like, let's say the plastic sheeting is down on the canvas. I cut out just the square that I'm doing, and then I'll cover the rest of that row with release papers, and then the row above it. And then I cut the plastic off as I go. And so for me, release papers are actually like useful, But on the ones for Diamond Art Club where they're already like pre-perforated and the edges are marked, yeah, I think putting release papers on that would be just honestly overdoing it. I really don't get release papers. I've never tried them, but I don't see much purpose to them personally. Yeah, it just kind of depends on how you diamond paint, really. I think that in some instances they're useful, in some instances they're not. Because I've also gone plenty of diamond paintings without using release papers and it was just fine. So just kind of depends. I would not call them like a necessary tool of the trade for sure. Never used them. I have some, but not into it. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, we're all doing a million different things to get to the same end result with a diamond painting, but what one person needs and what another person needs could be very, very different. As soon as I start a new kit, I cover the entire canvas in release papers. Oh, there you go. And see that some people do that. I'm not one of those people. I just cut the plastic as I go, but I also have the way that I store them when they're in whip form. I worry about dog hair, dust, you know, that sort of thing. I have 3 dogs. One is a Great Pyrenees. And so dust and dog hair is a real problem. Could be handy on non-perforated. I want to pick up some of those holographic ones. Yeah. The ones from Bee's Crafty Corners. I love them. I mean, you get them from other places too, but buy my noisy plastic. Yep. Yeah, the noisy plastic is definitely not my favorite. All right, number 10. You don't need a light pad ever. Oh, hot take. So there are times where absolutely I need a light pad, especially on dark sections where there's a lot of dark colors. I would never say never need. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need it for every piece that I'm working on, but I think that if you're diamond painting enough, if you're not using a light pad ever, you're probably doing damage to your vision. Yeah, the bees ones are really good, Calf. I love those. Those release papers are gorgeous. But yeah, I would never say never about a light pad. Never used one. They're, Shelby, honestly, they are really handy and they will save you in the long run. But I use like my overhead lamp when I'm working on diamond painting, so it helps. I think as long as you're well lit from one side. Wow, sorry. One moment. Sorry about that. Whatever that was about, Sugar just had a sudden moment. You needed to let all of us know. Sugar, Milady, I'm gonna need you to stop that. It's my chihuahua, for those who are not familiar. Your ot light. Yeah, I almost bought an ot light. Use a light pad and an overhead lamp. Yeah, and I've needed to do that too. One in particular that comes to mind is Maban from Diamond Art Club. Oh, the symbols on that were awful. I mean, that's part of why they archived her so quickly. And I'll tell you, I needed a light pad and an overhead light on that one. Yeah, Sugar had a little bit of a meltdown. You're not wrong. Sugar, relax over there, young lady. uh, all right, so that was drills and placement. Let's look at kits and stash. Oh boy. Hot take. Owning more than 20 kits is stash hoarding. Oh, ouch. Oof. Well, okay, so if I say yes, then I'm a hoarder. If I say no, then I'm like a hoarder because I have more than 20 kits. Um, okay, it's relative. This is a relative answer, and here's why. 20 kits to someone who finishes, let's say, one a year would be a lot, right? 20 kits to somebody who finishes 3 or 4 a month is like 5 months worth of diamond paintings. So 20 is kind of it's a subjective number, right? There are people out there who have 400. 20 is nothing. I am not one of those people with 400, but there are people who have 400. That is hoarding, I think. That's my hot take. I feel targeted. Sorry, me too. Um, but I think 400 is probably more than you need. I think that keeping a year or two worth of diamond paintings in your stash is perfectly acceptable. I think going beyond a year or two, it's questionable, but it's also none of my business. Like what a person decides to do and what makes them happy is none of my business. More than 20 is not hoarding for me because, again, that would be like 5 months worth of diamond paintings. But I think that 400 is overkill for any person. 20 is the magic number for me. Anything over would make me anxious. And see, that's the other thing. Some people don't have space for more than 5. I have about 20, but I'm picky on the canvas. That's fair. It depends on working speed and the size of said kits. Yeah, because I also count my paint gems and my miniature sets and things. I count those in my stash, like as one each per set. So like the butterfly edition from Paint Gem, this is one canvas, counts as one. Doesn't count as 12 or whatever. If you do it with high frequency, you never know what the future will hold. Very true. Very, very true. Number 12. You don't have to finish every kit you buy. As I just threw away 3 kits yesterday, and no, they weren't my highest quality kits. They weren't my most expensive kits or whatever, but no, I don't think you need to finish every kit you buy. There's lots of things that change over time. Your tastes change over time, quality changes over time, but I can tell you that I'm probably not going to want to work on a kit that I bought today 20 years from now. You know what I mean? The quality differences will be huge. The glue probably won't hold up. You know what I mean? But no, I don't think you need to finish every kit you buy. What if a kit that you buy, you might have thought you would really, really, really enjoy it. You get working on it and it's frustrating and annoying you. Why are you like we do this for relaxation and to enjoy it? Don't torture yourself just to finish a freaking diamond painting. You know what I mean? You don't have to finish what ends up being trash right there. Someone in the VIP group had 500. Allison, there are people who get to the number 500 in less than 2 years. There's one girl, I'm not going to say her name, and this is her choice. However, she started diamond painting last year in August, and before the end of last December, already had 300 kits. Some people, that's just what they do. Why toss? Oh, I'll take them because I had already started them, Marianne, and if there was so much garbage happening, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have cursed you with that. I'll send you kits that are good and ones that are not already started. If I hadn't already started them, I might have sent them to you. Another reason my stash is smaller, it's all stuff I really want to do them. Yeah, and there's that too, you know? If you really want to work on all of them, then that's a good thing. I don't know, for me personally, having that many kits, I feel like I would have such I mean, I have a hard enough time with, you know, like 100 kits and choosing my next piece I'm going to work on. So should I give away all of my kits? No, Wallflower. No, you should not. Absolutely no. Like I said, everybody does what's right for them regardless. What's right for me is different than what's right for you. I think 400 is too much for me, definitely. If you got 400 kits, I don't care what you do with them. That's all you. I can't tell any other person what's right for them, but I can tell you what's right for me. No judgments here. If my answers differ from your answers, there is nothing wrong with that. My OCD makes me want to finish. You know what, Shannon? I felt the same way. And I felt like I was punishing myself. And that's not what I want to do. I want to punish myself. I don't want to punish myself working through a canvas that I'm not enjoying. But if you want to, by all means, have atsies. This color, like, I don't know, like the way that they're pouring in here is actually pretty cool. Hot take off that hot take, having all those kits and not working on them. And that's the thing. Like, you have 400 kits and you're not working on any of them. Goodness. Like, on none at all? Well, I guess save them for when you want to work on them if that's what you want to do. Okay, number 13. Oh, following off of the last one, it's okay to throw away a kit you hate. Yes, obviously, but we already talked about that. Number 14. Mystery kits are more stressful than fun. For some people, I think that's true for some people. Um, see, I've worked on a couple of mysteries, right? Both times I managed to make a boo-boo and mixed up colors. That was depressing. Um, Real sad. Hard to get over. But I would have finished both of them. The first one, it was because of a drill issue. It had nothing to do with the fact that it was a mystery that I ended up needing to return it to the place I bought it from and got a replacement kit of a different kind. The other mystery, I went and fixed every single one of the wrong colors and I finished it. And then I like mysteries. The black and white, it does throw me off a little bit because I look for colors on the canvas to look for the drill that I'm like grabbing out. I'm not looking at the symbol, I'm looking at so I have to retrain myself on how to work through those canvases. But I actually enjoy mysteries. Some people hate them. You should try to donate before trash, though. Oh man, Wallflower donates kits more than any person I know. And the only time I'll throw one away is if it's something that I started working on and it's something that I know another person would really dislike the experience. Otherwise, I won't throw something just into the garbage. I only did one mystery, knew what it was halfway through. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I think you figure out what the mysteries are fairly quickly, which is fine. I worked mine in a specific sort of way where I did the middle last so that I wouldn't know what it was. And then there were a couple people who knew what my mystery was, and I had different numbered squares, and I would have them tell me what square to work on next so that it was the least likely to give me a hint about what I was working on. That worked really well. Still working on 64. Ooh. Haven't done one yet, but I have two I'm excited to try. Yeah, I'm hoping I think I moved it to the springtime, but I have a DP along in the Discord set up for a mystery because I'd like to work on a mystery maybe in the spring. Because I have a couple and then I have a couple more that I'm getting that I'd like to work on. It's been a minute since I worked on a mystery. Last year September actually, since I worked on a mystery. But I like them. Number 15. Landscape kits all look the same. Oh, see, no, they don't. I know they don't. But landscape kits to me, it has to be a place that resonates with me. Some people love landscapes. They don't do portraits. They would rather work a landscape, and that's all well and good. I worked on landscapes pretty much through my first 3 years of diamond painting because that's all I could get at the craft store. Via, not make market. At the time it was Diamond Dots and some diamond art clubs, but they were animals or landscapes. And to me, landscapes kind of do all look and feel the same to me, unless it's something that resonates. But I know it's not true. I know they don't all look the same, but like one farm scene looks like another farm scene to me, or what have you, like a cabin in the woods, or a hunting lodge, or a log cabin, or those all kind of feel and look the same to me. But obviously, I know they're very different. Paris landscape is not the same as Rome, right? But I'm also really not so much a landscape person, if I can help it. You have an animal one you'd like to do? Ooh. All right, number 16. Licensed art isn't always better than budget art. Okay. There is a huge difference between cheap and inexpensive. Just because something is inexpensive does not mean that it is cheap. You can get something very inexpensive and it looks cheap. But just because it's inexpensive doesn't make it cheap. Licensed diamond painting, you can get from a company that doesn't have great quality. And in some cases, you can find better quality through a Temu or AliExpress company than you do from some licensed shops. That said, if you're stealing artwork from an artist knowingly, that's where the problem is. It's not about quality. It's about making sure that artists get their fair share of that artwork. And so there are licensed diamond paintings that are worse than some budget kits out there. As long as you're not stealing from an artist, I don't care what you buy. Some people swear by AliExpress and Temu only. That's their prerogative. You get what you pay for. That is very true. One of the ones that I threw away was an AliExpress one. It was a 50 by 70, and I think I paid $4 for it. And I got what I paid for. The quality was $4 quality, basically. But one of the ones that I threw out was licensed, and the quality of the drills was worse than quality from you know, like a Temu or AliExpress kit that would be considered cheap, right? So, you know, it really kind of just all in all, I say diamond paint what makes you happy. If you don't have an issue with the quality on a kit that you save money on and you're not stealing from an artist, do what makes you happy. I'm not a snob in that way. Be a snob about some things like making sure artists get paid, but I'm not a snob in that way. Um okay. Hot take. Unboxing videos are overrated. It's just drills in baggies and a canvas. Oh, ouch. Targeted. Obviously I enjoy unboxing videos. I enjoy unboxing things. I think it helps to inform people what is out there. I think it also lets you see what a render is going to look like. In fact, I don't necessarily go look for an unboxing video every time I want to buy a canvas. However, um I want to see what that render looks like before I purchase. I'm not going to buy from a company that isn't going to show me what a render looks like. Um and even better if they have like an actual product or post review or finish for me to look at it. Post review is much more handy than an unboxing video, but unboxing videos are also very informative. And also, yes, Shelby, I agree. It depends on who's doing the unboxing. Some unboxings, I've seen people take an hour and a half to get through. Why? It should never take that long. I mean, if you've got 90, you know, like 200 colors, I could see it taking longer if you've got 15 of those are specials. Fine. But taking an hour to show me a 50 by 70 canvas, hmm, I don't need all of that. But there's a, you know, there's a fast forward button for everything. So, you know, that's handy. Mine are engaging and fun. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to think that I let you know the features and benefits of the canvases that I unbox. And if I have a problem, I'm also pretty open about that too. But I do enjoy unboxing videos. There are some I don't care for, but I just don't watch them. Number 18. Oh, hot take. Saving kits for later or having rainy day kits or flavor savers is just code for never working on them. Ooh. No, I don't think so. Um, I so Melissa, and I'm not sure if Melissa is in the chat, but Melissa talks about not saving things for later because, you know, you could die tomorrow and never get to it. And then maybe somebody that you don't like ends up with your diamond painting. And that's a bummer. Um, but there are ones that I don't want to work on immediately because I would like to savor them a little bit. Uh, like Satura is one of the ones that has been in my stash for a while, and no, it's not code for me never working on it. It's just code for I want to save it for when I really need it. But in some instances, I do think that that's the case for some people, not me. Let's see. Hot take. Seasonal kits don't need to be finished in that season. Oh, I mean, work on the canvas when you want to work on the canvas. You want to work on a Halloween kit in the middle of July, whatever. If it's making you happy, it doesn't matter. I don't think that they necessarily need to be finished in the season that you're working on them or that they are destined for. Some people work on Halloween kits all year round. You know, do what you want to do. Again, if it makes you happy, it's not wrong. Uh-oh, everybody got quiet. What happened? Was there an ad? Thought I turned those off, but maybe I didn't. An error occurred. What? Hold on. Let me check something here. Can you guys hear and see me okay? Let me see here. Seems like it's okay. I don't know. I think my YouTube, okay. I think my YouTube just went like, what? Okay, good. Yeah, I don't think you have to work on a kit in the season that you bought it for or whatever. Right, Halloween all year. Why not? Why not? Okay. Whoa, 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 sugar. Hey, hey, excuse you. Excuse you. Excuse you. What are you barking at? Look at this dog. Look at this dog. She's so chihuahua. I don't know, man. What are you barking at? It's worse because she sits in a like at the top of a wow. She sits in a chair like right next to me, and then she just flips out at nothing. Just shush. Just shush. You be quiet, little one. You be quiet, little one. Sugar shame time. Put your paws up. What are you doing, sugar? What are you doing? Yeah, you're all right. Calm down. Calm down, sugar. You got a bonus sugar shaming. Bonus sugar shame time. Don't really have any rainy day stuff either. I think if I got in that mindset, I might be inclined to save them and not do them. That's fair. That is very fair. I don't have rainy day stuff. I also stay away from holiday stuff. I don't buy holidays. I don't buy seasonal things. And I think yeah, I don't know. I think that it's just not so I don't decorate for the holidays either. So to me, like I'm not likely I might buy one maybe to do for an event, but like I'm not working on drills and chills this year. I tend to stay away from holiday canvases, honestly. But work on things when you want to work on things, honestly, because that's what diamond painting is for. Because you might be working on something in the middle of spring for Halloween, but it's a gift for somebody. Who knows? I don't know. Number 20. Huge canvases are a waste of time and space. Uh no. I think I think that getting okay, purchasing an image in the largest possible size for any other reason than that is the size it will look best in is pointless, in my opinion. I don't get it for me personally, but there are other people who they love massive canvases and they want to work on a canvas for 2 years solid. Totally not my business. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what you do. I personally, I like a canvas to be in the size that looks best for the image. I don't care if that's humongous or teeny tiny. Whatever way the render looks the best is the right way to do it for me. You love huge canvases? Yeah. I think technically Witchcraft Room and Yule were marketed as holiday, but I didn't buy them as such. Right. Like Witchcraft Room to me is not Halloween, but I like witches all year round. I am a witch all year round, so you know there's that. Need my marker. Try and stay under 100,000 drills. I have 109,000. Yeah, and you know, sometimes it's just a matter of what each person feels like is manageable for them personally. There's no right or wrong answers, I don't think. I do like a variety too. I have canvases of all. Yeah, I like sometimes I want to pull out a mini work on a mini. Sometimes I want to work on something really big. Just really depends on how I'm feeling. Get my bags ready for my specials. Because I do save all my specials. Do you guys save your specials? If you don't save your like regular drills, do you save the specials at least? Save so much money. Telling you. I've been able to really like zhuzh up a lot of kits just in saving specials from other companies, other canvases and things. Let's see here. You do? Um, tools and accessories. Oh boy, this is a hot take. Drill pens don't need to be fancy. Basic styluses work just fine. Wrong. No, I will heartily disagree with that. I honestly would no longer be able to diamond paint if I had to diamond paint using ye olde stylus. If I didn't have my big fat chonky Satura pen, which now granted, I don't need a million pens. If you do, that's all well and good. I just need the one, or the one size and shape works great. Um, but no, I couldn't do this anymore if I had to use like a pen sized pen. Nope. That'd be it for diamond painting for me. You save all your drills? Well, I'm glad I'm not alone in that. Not with my hands. Right. Love my fancy pens. Right. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying a beautiful pen just to enjoy a beautiful pen either. I mean, I know people that have their humongous collections of beautiful diamond painting pens, and some are really a work of art. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally, one, can't afford it. Two, I'm very basic when it comes to my needs. So I like, I don't like having to switch over my multi-placer to a bunch of different pens. I don't need one to match every canvas. That's just not what I need. But I think that to each their own. If you got 200 pens, that's what you have. It is what it is. If you like switching it up for a different pen for every painting, then that's what you do. I have more than one because I love them. Yeah, absolutely not true. Without nice turns, I'd have no fun. I'm guilty of collecting pens. I know, Gloria. I wasn't going to call you out. Oh, grab the wrong one. And there's nothing wrong with it at all. If you've got the means and that's what you enjoy, I feel like with hobbying of any kind, diamond painting, crocheting, knitting, cross stitch, sometimes it's more about your accessories than it is just about the thing itself. I feel like collecting the collectibles for a hobby is just as much a hobby in and of itself. Nothing wrong with that. Number 22. Storage systems are overrated. Ziplocs work perfectly. Um, I will work out of Ziplocs. Like if a company sends them in Ziplocs, sometimes I'll work out of them. I much prefer to have my stuff in storage personally. Um, it's easier to see, it's easier to work with. There's lots of reasons why I prefer to use storage and not just Ziplocs, but I it's all a matter of making uh the project more enjoyable for me and ease of access, that sort of thing. But I'll work out of baggies too. I have no problem with working out of baggies. You all have that thing, whether it's trays, pens, cover minders. Right. I agree. I agree. I think that my thing would be canvases. I don't necessarily collect pens or cover minders or trays. I collect canvases. I like canvases. I'll save my tray and my pen. And I mean, I have putties, but again, I use what works best. But I think for me, I'd rather save my money from the pens and the collectibles and then just spend it on the diamond paintings. But that's just me being weird and practical. And it's a money thing. If money was endless, let's pretend money was endless, right? I think I would 100% collect pens. I feel like I would do that. But then I would need to have a multi-placer, specifically an 8-placer, because that's my favorite size. I would need to have an 8-placer for every single pen that I bought. The DAC thin metal multi-placer. I would have to have one of those for every pen, and then it would be fine. And yes, I would collect the shit out of some pens. Oh, and we're done. This is our final color palette here for Dorothy's friends. I like to mix them up. I like to mix them. Oh, that's fun. It actually looks kind of like a rainbow now. Very fun rainbowy colors. Ooh. All right, so now I've got 2 bags for the person who does resin crafts. I think that should be good for them. Look at how completely different those color palettes are, though. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna store these away somewhere. We're safe, where they're not gonna bust open on me. Put them up here. There we go. Maybe my stress baggies. Oh, those would be good for like sensory bottles or little squishies. Yeah. Okay. Saving the money for canvases makes sense. For me, yes, definitely. Your go-to is art dot bottles. The one thing I didn't have a bunch of. I use baggies for small projects. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love my art dot drawers. I love them. Don't go hush you. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink and I'll be right back with you. One moment. Hit the like button while you're hanging out. Chat amongst yourselves. And I'm back. I've got my sort of lukewarm Mountain Dew bottle because I only just got it into the fridge like 20, 30 minutes before the live stream started. It is what it is. Okay. Specials down here until those can be sorted. And then these ones, this is Sleeps with Butterflies. These are my leftovers from Sleeps with Butterflies. And what I do with my Diamond Art Club drills, I always save the plastic baggies that they come in, at least until with my rounds anyways, because I don't have round storage to be able to separate those out yet. So for the time being, they go back into the original little baggies and then taped closed and then back into this thing so I know what one they came from. And then later I will parse them out when I have proper storage for it. I've just got 2 turned pens right now. I could see how that would get addicting. Yeah, very. I love almost all the moving parts of diamond painting. Variety keeps me interested. I agree, Glory. I think, like I said, there's definitely a whole aspect of the accessories of diamond painting being its own like hobby. A truly nice pen is only a recent addition. Shelby, it is going to make all of the difference. Sierra says, for me with pens, when I started, I couldn't afford handmade pens, but slowly I've accumulated 2 from a resin pen maker I found on TikTok. Sierra, if you are looking for the diamond painting pens that won't cost you an arm and leg from other resin makers, I can introduce you into some communities on Facebook or what have you, where you can get everything from pens that cost you, like hand turned pens that cost $35 to 160. It really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Already has. I figured it, Shelby. I figured it would. Okay, next one. Number 23. Ooh, hot take. Wax is better than putty. Disagree. Hard disagree on that. As soon as I switched over from my wax to putty, I never changed back. Sorry, crinkle plastic sound for just a second. As soon as I found out that putty worked better for me and then found the correct putty makers, that made every bit of difference to me. And I would never go back to wax. I've tried to go back to wax. Bad decision. A horrible decision. 7 or 3. There it is. Yeah, no, I can't with wax. No wax. Thinking of getting Morales for your event. Sleeps with butterflies or the looking glass one. Oh, glory. So you talking about Down the Rabbit Hole, or are you talking about Alice and Roses? They have their place, but haven't tried putty yet. Marianne, I think it all just kind of depends on what your preferences are. For me, putty was the best thing ever, but that's just personal preference for me. I can't go back to wax. No wax for this girl. Glue dots and putty for me. I love the scented putty. I also love scented putty. Oh man. Down the Rabbit Hole. That one was a absolute pleasure to work on. Do I have it behind me? Hold on. Do I have that down here? I do. One moment, please. I'll open it up and show you the finished. I don't have okay, so I have Sleeps with Butterflies and Down the Rabbit Hole done. Hold on a second. I can plop them both open for you really quick and talk about the benefits of both. I thought Down the Rabbit Hole was an absolute joy to work on for me personally. Not everybody loves the confetti. I personally loved the confetti that was in it. I made a lot of changes to Sleeps with Butterflies because I felt they were necessary, but that doesn't mean that you will. Okay, scooch some things here, and I'll get this open. Finally ordered some putty to try. Oh, from Tiny Diny. You won't regret that. You'll love it. Okay, so Down the Rabbit Hole. Here she is. Okay. I honestly loved every minute of working on this canvas. I didn't find anything in here that I felt like needed major changes. There are lots of kind of glow up opportunities with this canvas. I personally only added fairy dust into the cards. I enjoyed that. The background, while it is all blue, it is varying shades of blue. So it's got some blobs of color, but it's also got confetti happening. It is very, the watercolor of it really, really Diamond Art Club did a great job of sticking with that feeling. Loved that. The render, in my opinion, is bar none wonderful. It is a lot of blue, so if blue is not something necessarily that you love to work on, maybe it wouldn't be for that. But I thought that this one was sweet and beautiful, and I found it to be pretty flawless. There's gold, like metallic drills in all of the little stars that you see. Those are all metallic. And then the gold watch also has metallic. And then there's fairy dust in like this part here. There's some fairy dust in the blues, lightest blue on her. And that was pretty much it. It had, let me see. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fairy dust. All of the white is fairy dust. There's a very light blue that's a fairy dust. There's a green inside of these leaves that's a fairy dust. All of the like little speckles in the sky are fairy dust. But yeah, I love this piece. The render is like the perfect size. She is a 55.8 by 75.9. That's this one. And she's square. So that's one factor. If you don't love squares, then maybe you don't love it. But Sleeps with Butterflies. She sold out at this point. Oh, she sold. The event is not until December, so you've got time, and they may or may not restock her. But okay, Sleeps with Butterflies. Sleeps with Butterflies is around, and I love the piece overall. There were some issues I did not love with the piece, but that's more just my pickiness, I feel like, than anything else. I think her skin, the pink, like just the pink of her skin is perfect. I thought that the blending that they did with her, all of her skin, just perfect. There are some things that I did end up changing. They use this like weird, like a purple, like a mauvey brown. Okay. And where's a good example of it? Because I changed out most of it. Like back in here, instead of using 550, which they have in the kit, which is true purple, they went for these weird browns. I don't know why it needed to be brown instead of purple, but I did change that. It's still here. I didn't change it there, but I changed it here and changed it out for actual purple. Up in here, I made some changes, and then I added a lot of specials. But other than that, those small things, and they weren't deal breakers for me, or I wouldn't have purchased it. If I hate the render on something, I did think that they missed the mark on coloring for her wings because these are supposed to be more teal than blue. But the rendering of like her these details on her dress, perfect. I zhuzhied up on her and gave her crystals instead of the white, which I thought looked nice. And then I put crystals like in the darkest sections of the peony, so it's hard to see like straight on, but when I tip it, it gets darker because I put crystals in there and on these ones too. Hard to see like straight on, but when I tip it, you can see the darker lines. But no, I thought that they were both very beautiful pieces. If one calls to you more than the other, this one's a round, the other one's a square. But I thought that this one was not as confetti heavy as you probably, like looking at it, you think that it might be. It's actually just little blobs of colors. I thought that was very nice. Yeah, there's confetti to it, but it wasn't as much as you'd expect. Yeah, they sell often on the D-Stash, but people ask a ridiculous, like they're never just asking retail and less. They're always asking 10 or 15, 20 bucks more. You like them both? Put my email and notifications for Rabbit Hole. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you liked it. It was honestly of my Morales finishes, Down the Rabbit Hole remains one of my favorites. Um, I liked her better than Sleeps with Butterflies personally. I mean, Ajisai is always going to stay on the top until I get to Satura, but this one was up there. And my daughter wants to split. All right, let me flip her back over here and roll her up. But you really can't go wrong with either one of them. I don't think, but I own all the Moraleses, so there you go. Okay, there's that. Get back my. Oh, I put it on the floor. Dirt. There we go. Boom. All right. Let's see. What's our next hot take? Oh, number 24. Hot take. Multi-placer tips. No, we already asked that question. Basically, just different wording. Number 25. Cover minders are cute but pointless. Oh. So for me, cover minders are pointless. I don't use them. But it's the same way that some people don't use release papers. You know what I mean? To some people, the release papers are pointless. But for me personally, I don't use cover minders, so they're pointless to me, but I'm sure that people use them and enjoy them and collect them. I'm just not one of those people. I have so many and love them. Yeah, and again, it's another one of those little collectible things that some people have thousands of the dang things. All well and good. Some people just want them to be sitting on their little canvas as like a little friend. Nothing wrong with that. Hi, Missy. Welcome, welcome. We're playing hot takes. We're playing hot takes diamond painting. Number 26. Washi tape doesn't actually prevent gunk around the edges. Lies. Lies and calumny. I love to washi tape. Okay, again, I have 3 dogs. I have a cat and dust everywhere in my house. And it's the one thing that prevents my like edges from looking like I just smear them in poo poo. Because all of the dust flying around the house, it definitely they would look much worse. I love to edge mine in washi tape. I don't have to use my washi tape to edge my sections like I used to. I used to like actually washi tape out sections and then cut them up and whatever. Nope, now I save it for my outside edges so I can avoid all of the freaking dust that's going to go into my glue. I'll use cover minder just for the cuteness. You're right. Why not? I made my own from old pins. Use them sometimes. Aw. And mica powder to get rid of the sticky edges. Okay. That's something else you can do. I hadn't thought of that. Do you do that before you start working on the diamond painting then? Like, is that something that is already there once you've begun? And then what do you do? Like, just use a little makeup brush or something? Watch you take the border, and it works well to stop cat hair from. Yes, yes, DM, I agree. I will use washi on the edges just so I don't have to feel the stick. Oh my god, I know, Kath. I don't like it when I put my arm down and my arm sticks to the canvas. Ugh. That's the worst. I'm a very sensory person and I dislike certain tactile experiences, and being stuck to something is definitely one of those tactile experiences I do not enjoy. I will do just about anything to avoid certain tactile experiences. Anything. 3828. Depends. I use my finger to rub it in, usually after the canvas is done. Oh, okay. Well, how do you avoid like dust and hair and stuff like that getting into the canvas like before, like while you're diamond painting? Because that's my big issue is I could show you the edges of, and it needs to be washi taped really badly, of azalea. And it looks like I just rubbed my dirty fingers all over it or something bad. No bueno. Got two floopy cats with the finest hair that just gets everywhere. Yeah. I'm getting way more animal hair on the canvas with rounds. Yes. Oh my Lord. Can't let me get stuck to the canvas. I'm allergic to adhesive. Oh no, Shelby. That's no good. All right, number 27. You don't need a giant craft table to diamond paint. I don't honestly, the thing of it, right? When I started my channel, I was literally working off of two like oversized dinner trays from Walmart. I had my laptop and the computer, like the arm for my camera attached to one of them. And then the other one was the one that I used to actually diamond paint on. And it worked just fine. You don't need to have a whole separate workspace and whatever. I've diamond painted in the car. I've diamond painted in hotel rooms. It doesn't need to be super fancy. I mean, obviously, all the bells and whistles are nice to have. It's nice to have a big desk that I can work on now. It's nice to have an area of my own that I can diamond paint in, but it's not necessary to do the job. I think anywhere you are, I like being downstairs. I used to be upstairs, and eventually I'll be moving back upstairs, but I like to be downstairs because I'm near my family, and I'm always kind of part of the conversation, or at least peripherally listening into the conversation. But no, you don't need anything fancy to diamond. Depends on the size of the canvas and how much you're willing to put up with. That's true too. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be working on a 100 by 150 J wall on even the desk I have, for crying out loud. I have one, but would make it work if I did. Right. You just got to do what you got to do to make it enjoyable for yourself. That's all that really matters. But bells and whistles, they're really not fully necessary. They're just niceties, you know? Nice things to have. Number 28. Straighteners are unnecessary if you place carefully. I don't use them as often as I used to. But I still need to use straighteners. And I'd say I'm a pretty straight placer. I'm pretty good at it, but I still need to straighten things out from time to time. Sometimes you look away, like just at the wrong minute. Somebody asks you a question or whatever while you're laying them down and you've got to move them. But I don't think that there's anybody, like, there should be no shame in a person needing to use a straightening tool for every project if they wanted to. I don't care if you want to sit and meticulously straighten the whole thing, or those rulers that people get, like their little metal things that you put on the canvas, and then you place over top of it and then pull the, I just wonder how they don't pull all the diamonds off, but nothing wrong with any of that. You do what you have to do. I'm just at a desk that I had my sewing machine set up at, but barely used. Got a canvas roller and the roller things you attach to the edge of the desk so I can deal with just a smaller section. Right. You use your straightener all the time, no matter how careful you are. That's right, Marianne. You do what you have to do. And honestly, if your canvas looks like you just threw the diamonds on it at the end and you're happy with it, doesn't matter. If anybody's looking that close at your diamond painting, smack them in the back of the head. They need a backup. Number 29. You don't need more than one tray. No, that's not true. Because there's people who kit up into trays. I personally have a couple that are my favorites, like my favorite style or my favorite shapes or like the ones that fit my hand better. It's all in practicality. So whatever works best for you, you've got multiple trays that you use, or you want to use a different tray for every diamond painting. Again, it's just whatever makes a person happy. I only stick with one or two different trays that I really enjoy, but you know, that's just me. Nothing wrong with using as many trays as you want to use. You need 3, one for each place you set up. See? And you could be a person, like the tray that I use at my desk might not be the same tray that I use in the car or whatever. You use as many trays as you need to use, especially if you kit up into trays. I do not, but some people do. You personally only use one tray. Right. And if you only need one, then you only need one. And I just save my money for canvases, like I said. That's what I like to do. One tray might work better for squares and another for rounds. Right. There is that too, because the lines in one tray might make squares sloppy, and another one might fit better for squares than it does for rounds. Kind of depends. You need one more firefly to be happy. That's fair. I do like my fireflies. I want to try one of those lighted ones at some point. Number 30. Sealing is optional. Most kits don't need it. I have yet to seal a single diamond painting, but once I get to a point where I want to start hanging them up, especially round diamond paintings, I will definitely be sealing them because they'll be easier to dust. And then they're not going to run the risk of having dog or cat hair stuck in between the diamonds. So I haven't needed to seal any yet. I think that if the company's glue is, if it's like worth their salt, then you shouldn't need to seal them for general usage. But if I'm going to hang a diamond painting up and it's not going to be inside of a frame and behind glass, it's going to have to be. But personally, I haven't sealed anything yet. The one that I have for my in-laws, actually, I need to get that out at some point, probably take it over to my in-laws and seal it before Christmas when I give it to them, because I don't know how they're planning to hang it. And they've got dogs. Jack says it voids warranty, so I don't. Well, but you'd be sealing it after the fact. What would you need to use the warranty for once you were finished with the diamond painting? Like, genuinely curious, not asking to be an asshole. because I keep all of my drills so that if I did have an issue where a bunch fell off or whatever, that I could replace them myself. But I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know what you would need the warranty for once you've finished the diamond painting, but maybe you have knowledge I don't have. All my Temus have to be sealed, in my opinion. Yeah. Ones from less expensive companies, I would assume those definitely need sealing, especially like coasters and stuff like that. You wouldn't want to put anything liquid on top of them without sealing them first. I don't know, to be honest. Okay. That's fair. That is fair. All right. Money and companies. Oh boy. Here we go. Hot take. I'm reading these questions. This is not, these are from everywhere. So please do not come for me. Hot take. Number 31. Diamond Art Club isn't always worth the price. Ooh. Hot take. What do you guys think? I'll let you answer that question. I'll save my opinion. No. No, I think that as far as diamond painting companies go, Diamond Art Club has the magic formula for having them be well priced. The quality is great. The drills compared to other companies, in my opinion, are immaculate. I would rather work with DAC drills any day of the week than basically any other company. And I think that there are many, 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 many things that Diamond Art Club gets right. But no company is infallible, and companies change things, or they make mistakes, or they, there are things that might not be done as well as their normal standard. And so, no company is infallible. I will say that. Yes, Shelby. The Disney ones that just came out were not my favorites. Some of those renders were a little tragic, but they were not my cup of tea, and they might be somebody else's, just not mine. But, I'm not saying that they can do no wrong or that they are perfect. I don't think any company is perfect in any sense of the word, in any forum, anywhere. I don't think any company is perfect. I think that there are companies that could be better at constructive criticism. And I'll leave it there. Hot take. All right, number 32. Budget kits sometimes look better than premium ones. Yes, I think that's true. I think that sometimes a company, I feel like, can over render things, oversimplify things, and those companies that print like computer renders, I think that in some cases those are better. I think that it makes an image look softer, or it keeps more of what looks like the original art. And so, yeah, I think sometimes budget companies do look better than the premium ones. In fact, like I said before, sometimes budget companies have better quality than licensed companies. And you're paying 4 or 5 times as much. I could name one, but I will not. because I'm a nice human. Okay, number 33. Pre-orders are just a trap for impulse spending. Um, Pre-orders, okay. So in some instances, like there aren't a lot of pre-order things happening in our community except for when something sells out and you're pre-ordering so that the business knows how many that they need to order. Um, I don't I don't think that pre-orders set up for impulse spending. I think that there are other ways that set up for impulse spending, but not pre-orders. Yeah, Shelby. So, like Captured by Radiance is a good example. She'll purchase X amount. Let's pretend the number is 50. It isn't 50, but let's pretend it's 50 of an image. So she buys 50 of, let's pretend it was the canvas that I just opened this last week. The Fairy Aurora. Let's say she orders 50 of those because that's how many she thinks will sell in the first round. And then she'll set it up after that on her website as a pre-order so that she knows how many she needs to order when she's ready to do that order, because she doesn't want to order another 50 and then be sitting there with 30 spares or whatever. So yeah, there's actually lots of places that you can do that with, that you can pre-order. But a lot of companies, they make you wait until they decide to restock however many they're going to restock. And sometimes that's set up based on wish lists and whatnot. Number 35. Nope, number 34. Limited editions create unnecessary FOMO. Well, okay. So I would much rather know that something is going to be limited edition than to have something that I put on my wish list and really wanted because I couldn't afford that week. Or maybe I didn't set aside the money for that week because I figured it would restock. And then I come back and it's archived the next day, or it's no longer available or whatever. I've also had a couple of instances where if I would have known that an artist wasn't going to be with a business or whatever, and then before they left, there wasn't really forewarning, maybe I would have purchased from that artist's collection or things like that. There's lots of things that I think create unnecessary FOMO. Marking something as limited edition, if it's not limited edition, would be FOMO. But if it's actually limited edition, I'd rather know, because then I can make an informed purchasing decision rather than not tell me. But that's kind of how I feel about that. I think that allowing customers to make informed buying decisions battles FOMO, but if your model is FOMO, then maybe you don't care. It is what it is. Next one, number 35. Oh, mystery boxes are never worth it. I would never say never, however. I don't purchase mystery boxes. One, I don't have the money to just kind of blow on something I don't know what it is. So I don't purchase them. If I had money though to just buy every time there's a mystery box or whatever, I still don't know if I would. Because often you don't like what you get. Although it is nice that when you purchase things out of the mystery box, often you have trade fodder for things that are in somebody else's, ooh, I bumped you, somebody else's mystery box. So I don't know. I I understand why companies do mystery boxes and blind boxes and things like that. And sometimes those ones that are like overstock mysteries, never worth it, in my opinion. I did one of those one time and I ended up with a piece of art that I hated. Granted, I was able to destash it, but I didn't, it's not like I made money on it because it was not something that many people liked. There's a reason that they're overstock. I'm too picky to enjoy the idea of a mystery box. And that's it too. I like knowing what I'm getting. But with the little bit of the fiasco on this last mystery box, yikes. Just with feelings more than anything. So I just stay away from mystery boxes and then I'm never disappointed. And then just hope that I have something somebody might want to trade or some money that I can spend on something that I actually like. I don't know. Yeah, I remember Noel. Um, let's see. Nah, I don't care about that question. Number 36. Uh, custom kits are often disappointing. I don't know. I haven't gotten one. Custom kits are often disappointing. I don't know. I've seen some really good ones out there. Um, Evermoment seems to do a good job on keeping the custom render the correct size so that it looks good when you're finished. I mean, it's going to be a lot of confetti and it's going to look like a computer generated piece, but they seem to look nice. But I have never purchased a custom, so I don't know. Yeah, and the thing is with the mystery boxes too, DM, is the fact that oftentimes right after something, somebody will be out there selling it for 15 bucks more than they paid for it. And I guess you that the price that you pay is that extra $15 to know what it is versus just buy it and pray for the best. I don't know. I feel like too many people, they'll purchase the mystery just to resell it at a higher cost. But, you know, if you've got the money to do that, I guess whatever you want to do. Mm, meh. Number 37. Diamond painting isn't art. It's craft therapy. I think it's both. I think diamond painting is art and craft therapy. It doesn't mean that I am an artist, because I'm essentially copying, right? I'm tracing, but with diamonds. But it definitely is therapy. And you have a beautiful piece of art to look at after you're done. So it's both, both. The image you choose for a custom would matter a lot. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if a lot of people understand and might choose one that, well, case in point, half is that freaking picture of a dog question mark in the Discord, which is like, I think it's a dog, maybe, but because the image was obviously in black and white and the dog was black and white, it's like, where does the dog begin and the other stuff around it end? I don't know. Um, yeah, I guess if you understand what you're supposed to be looking for, then customs can look good or bad. Anytime you change or embellish, you're making art. I guess that's kind of true. It's definitely crafty. And I'm a very crafty person, but I think it can be both. I don't see a reason why it can't be both. That freaking dog. Oh, number 30, whatever. Next one. Let's see. Hiding stash from family is part of the hobby. No. I think if you I think anything that you feel like you need to hide from somebody, there's something that needs to be looked into there. Like if you have to hide something from somebody, then there's probably a bigger problem that needs addressed. I think that if you are really sensitive about or even like defensive about people who just genuinely are curious what your stash count is, or um you know, you get defensive about somebody saying, oh, you got that one too, or whatever, there's probably a bigger issue in that. I mean, I'm an addict in recovery, so I understand that hiding that sort of stuff is never good. So no, I don't think that hiding your stash from anybody is part of the hobby. Yeah, that would be addiction. I agree, Noel. But there are people who do it. I mean, there are people who legitimately they got to get home before their significant other to hide their box from XYZ company, or they definitely don't have room for any more diamond paintings anywhere in their house and they're still buying more diamond paintings. Like, there's a lot of, because there are so many of us, I feel like, that have mental health issues to begin with, that a lot of people can fall prey to FOMO and the addiction that comes along with shopping or whatever, that many of us are not immune to. So, no, I do not think that hiding your stash is part of the hobby. That would be a real hot take for me. Next one. Oh, it's fine to watch trash TV while diamond painting. I think it's fine to watch or listen to anything that you want to watch or listen to while diamond painting, even if it's garbage. That is your uh that is your God-given right to watch any kind of garbage that you want to. I remember at one point a while back, I was rewatching um Rock of Love, which is basically like Flavor of Love and Daisy of Love. Like, do you guys remember those from the 90s? That's trash. And I watched that while diamond painting. Highly amusing. Um, I don't care what people watch or listen to while they're diamond painting. You do you. Whatever brings you the most joy. Criminal Minds, there you go. I watch or listen to all kinds of things when I diamond paint. Sometimes it's like true crime. Sometimes it's uh sometimes it's like I don't know if I'd call it like a soap opera necessarily, but like um Angel or Buffy or whatever. Like I watch all kinds of things when I diamond paint. I would never judge somebody else for their trash. Dark romance. Yep. Ducky put you on some dark romance. Mm-hmm. Yupper. Okay. Diamond, oh, hot take. Diamond painting is just cross stitch for lazy people. Oh my God. Yep, probably. Listen, I had a very hard time with cross stitch, and I'm very glad that I now have diamond painting because it was real sad, okay? It was bad news bears. Very bad news bears. And if that makes me a lazy person, then so be it. Um, I was tired of screwing up cross stitches, spending a bunch of money, having to go back and try and fix it because pulling a couple diamonds off a sticky surface and sticking new diamonds on takes about 8 hours less than trying to go back through and friggin' fix stitches and seam rip. And So fine. If cross stitches or if diamond painting is cross stitch for lazy people, then count me in. I'm into it. Oh no. Oh, hot take. You don't need to track hours. It's not a job. I okay. I'm one of those people. I don't track hours. I don't. I do track days because, well, start and finish date. If I tracked hours, it would be way more accurate because sometimes I'll stop working on a diamond painting for 3 months, but it looks like that diamond painting took me 3 months and it didn't. But no, I don't track my hours. I can understand the benefits of wanting to know how long you spent and how long something takes you. That way you can also make informed decisions on how many you want to buy because maybe you've discovered that you're finishing four in a month span in hours or whatever. Like it's information. And I don't think that having or knowing information about your or your diamond painting habits is a bad thing. So log your hours if you want to log your hours. Done both and I like them both. I think they're different. I think diamond painting is easier on my eyes though. I agree. Then cross stitch. For real, for real. And my fingers, because I was always poking myself. But yeah, I don't log hours, but if somebody else wants to, that's 100% their business. All right, let's see. Got a few more minutes. Oh, we'll ask one more. How's that sound? And then we'll wrap things up. This last one, the quote, perfect placement obsession ruins the fun. I think that if it's fun for a person who obsesses about perfect placement, then that's their fun. But I think that worrying about or confronting someone else about their placement is nobody's business. Now, that is not to say that if you have shitty placement that I have not, and I've seen a picture of it or whatever, or I grabbed a screenshot or something, that I am not making fun of you quietly and privately, but I probably made fun of you. But have your fun. I'm just kidding. Only a little bit. Only a little bit. If it's really bad. If it looks like you just took your diamonds and went blah on the canvas, then I'm probably picking. But no, I'm not nitpicking. Somebody's like, well, look at that line's off. Ooh, look at these are sticking out over the edge. I don't care. It's none of my business. But if it looks like actual horse crap, then I'm probably making somebody for it. Just saying. I can be a horrible human too. No, but really, do what makes you happy. I don't care. I don't have to look at it. It's not my house. You do you. If your placement's garbage, it's fine. Doesn't mean you're garbage. Whoa, sugar. Whoa. Whoa. 1 second. Whoa. Stop that. Look at this dog. Stirring crap. Licking her. No, no. You stop. You stop it. Dustin's probably getting home here. All right. Hey, you hush. You be quiet. I'm almost done, sugar. Be quiet. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I am right, Noelle. Exactly. I am headed on over to Discord. Hopefully, I will see some of you in there. Otherwise, I will see you Saturday. I'll be back for Saturday Live or next Tuesday if that's what you're into. Otherwise, y'all, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world of ours, that you are having a glorious morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever sugar happens to be. Yeah. All right, guys, I will hopefully see you on the Discord. All right, guys, talk to you.